Hey guys, welcome back to the 27th hour. This is Junior with a little special addition to the show to what I usually put out. First off, I want to thank everybody for listening for however long you have. It's appreciated. We're not anything without our audience, so thank you guys. I want to shout out our sponsor, happiestmed.com, locally owned and operated CBD company. These guys put out a quality product. It's good stuff, man. Proud new sponsor of ours. Listen, if you have a job where you need to have no THC in your system so you can stay working, it's kind of handy, right? This is for you, man. Look at their stuff. Look at their head to their website. Look them up, happiestmed.com. See if it happens to be something you're interested in. I think it's great. It's good to help you relax. They have stuff to help you fall asleep. They have stuff to get you going. They have drinks. Everything, man. It's good quality product. We're happy to have them on board. So, like I said, this is a new angle I'm going to put on here. It's not going to be a video. There won't be any video for this one. So if you're listening to this, you'll be listening to this. You won't be able to watch it. Little little bonus feature, if you will. So this would be, I guess, episode 1 of the new Without Dre style. He's not here with me to help film this one. Damn it, Dre. I need you. I need you like the crops need the rain. Listen, man, I hope you guys enjoy this. I got a kid from down in Hurricane going to check this out here. Build this kid a sculpture. So check this out, man. See if you guys dig this. I'm always open for comments and suggestions, feedback, all kinds of feedback. I don't care if you do it on our media stuff, on our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel, however you want to reach out to us. Reach out, man. Let us know if there's something you want to see or some angle you'd want me to tear off with. I'm down, man. Whatever. So I hope this brings a new little flavor to the mix. Probably not going to be as quality without my home G here with me. But he can't live here. He just can't live here all the time. I wish he could. I really do. Dre, I wish you were just always here with me, bro. But you're not. So I'm going to go it alone. So check it out. This would be called the 27th Hour Plus. Welcome. You're listening to the 27th Hour with Junior
and Dre Rocker.
Get ready, strap in, and hang on. Okay, we're on the right track. So you good? You guys find the game? I don't know. Welcome back to the show. Tanner and Morgan. What's your guys' last name?
Sirrine.
I didn't know how to say it.
Yeah.
I seen it on the box, and I was like, sometimes I'll butcher that, so I'll just leave it.
Yeah, it's a different name. Sirrine. Tanner Sirrine, Morghan Sirrine.
Clear down from Hurricane area?
Yep, down by St. George.
Dude, long drive.
Yep. Quite the journey up here.
So I'll lay this out for everybody, kind of the way I remember it to be, the way it happened in my world. I don't remember the exact date and time. That's a hard thing for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't work anymore. I work just here, so all that's irrelevant. I don't even know. I don't write down dates or times or anything anymore. So what, a month-ish ago maybe?
It was August 29th.
August 29th.
Yep.
That's when you text me?
Oh, no, I texted you about a month ago, but that's when the accident was.
Okay, so it was quite a ways. Okay, after that.
Yep.
So just laying out the story for the listeners. When I'm in my shop, I get this text, which I don't get often. They all go to her usually.
Yeah.
And you reached out and you say, don't remember the exact context, but just somebody referred me to your guys' stuff. I see you do metal art. In a roundabout way, I'm paraphrasing everything.
Yeah.
Because that was on the old phone, or I could read it. That old phone's gone.
Yeah.
But I get this bizarre. It wasn't a text I was not even expecting, right? And he's like, "This is Tanner texting me saying, I've seen your metal stuff, and I want to see about you possibly building me a sculpture."
Yep.
I'm like, "Hey, cool, man. Yeah, what are you looking to do, or whatever?" You lightly tell me you've gone in a little accident.
Yeah.
Just a little accident. Good Lord. I wish we could film. They were filming it. You could see my expression there.
Yeah.
In a paragliding accident. I'm like, okay. And you're looking to have a paraglider art sculpture built with the material coming off of your body to hold your legs together.
Right. Yep.
And then you can tell a story even better when I'm all done.
Yeah.
So I'm tripping. I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, cool, man. Where you at? Like, small talk, and you're all excited, and you're gonna come up and bring me this material. I'm like, cool, man. Can't wait to meet you. Like, where you at? I say West Point. Like, oh, this is the feeling I got. I'm like down, Monroe. I thought you were in Richfield.
Yeah.
I was bummed. I'm like, oh man, that's too bad. That's such a cool thing. And I didn't hear from you again.
Yeah.
What was it, a week or something? It took a minute,
Yeah, it
right?
was a couple weeks.
So I'm like, okay, this cat he is too far away. I get that. Man, what an opportunity that would have been.
Yeah.
A weekish later, I think, something like that, you text me again.
Yep.
And like, hey man, are you still available to do that? Or however it worked out exactly. Can we still do this thing? Can I mail you the stuff? I'm like, the hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we can totally do this.
Yeah.
A weekish later, the material ends up coming to me in the mail.
Yep.
And on a box on my porch, and I'm seeing that. I open this stuff. And there it sits. People won't be able to see it, unfortunately. We'll take pictures of it, but
Yeah.
I open this box from a Mr. Tanner down in way South Utah.
Oh yeah.
And it is all this bizarre clamps and stuff you don't see, right? I would have never seen it. Like, that's all surgical stuff.
Yep.
I even tried to look them up, see if I could find what they were, because I love them,
Really?
by the way.
Yeah.
So I open it, and I look at my wife. I'm like, oh, my God.
What am I gonna do with this?
I don't have a clue what I'm going to do here. I'm freaking out in my head. Like, you've reached out to me, don't know who we are, from nobody.
Yep.
You found Highline Tattoo Fab through a post on Facebook or Instagram, one of the two platforms, whatever it was.
Yep. On Facebook.
And it was a lady that, to my knowledge, I don't know,
Yeah.
that shared another thing that we built.
Yeah.
I just think that's so cool. I wanted to tell that intro to that, how it worked.
Yeah. It's a cool.
So it's
story.
just amazing to me how that happened and how tied the world is with all that.
Yep.
I don't know that lady. I don't think. If I do, I apologize to the end of time.
Yeah.
If we know her, I don't know. I don't know that we know her.
Yeah.
And my wife has the memory of a elephant. They have good memories. And she doesn't. We don't recall who this is. That's fairly irrelevant. It's just really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm privileged and I'm honored that you found us, man. I don't even know how it happened, but things happen. It's just strange.
Yeah. It was meant to happen. I don't know. It's cool.
So I open this box and I see all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God. I build anything and everything in here with just nothing. It's all scrap metal. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But these are titanium. We thought the rods were also titanium.
Yeah.
So I'm planning this out in my head. You got to be a little mechanic-y guy in your head like me for a minute and try to see all this. And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
So I start messing with the rods. I'm like, cool, titanium rods. Okay, I'll take this. I start planning this out, right? I'm like, I got this all picked. I grab one of the rods. It's not metal. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was just a really, really interesting project for me. I've never done anything like it. It obviously follows the same flow that I usually, I just do skulls and just, you guys have seen the stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
But dude, I couldn't for the life of me figure out, go ahead and Google online, look up anything you want, anything about a paragliding sculpture.
Yeah. There's not much
Yeah.
out there.
End of story. You can't find anything. There's like 2 images.
Yep.
And I would never copy anything anyway, but you go for inspiration. And I didn't even know what the hell paragliding was.
Yeah.
I thought it was the thing you hold with the triangle
Hang gliding.
Hang gliding.
Yep.
See, that's when you said it, I instantly went there. I was like, that's easy, them rods and stuff. Okay, I'm building this in my head, right?
Uh-huh.
And I look it up and it's a parachute type scenario.
Yeah.
Whole different
I'm like,
picture.
dude, that's like fabric and cord. That's not metal.
Yeah.
Long story, even longer. I was tripping out. I accepted that challenge with open arms, scared out of my mind what to do.
Yeah.
Hoping I did it justice for what you have went through.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And this is the sculpture that we built for you guys, and you graciously drove clear up here to pick it up. I'm so thankful you did.
Oh, I'm thankful you took it on. This is awesome.
Instead of mailing it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents wanted me to just have it shipped, and I'm like, no way, I got to meet him.
Pull that up closer to your face.
Get this better.
Yeah, dude, get right up close to that
There
thing.
we go.
Yeah, your voice is so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the long story of how the reality of me, to me, is how that came to me.
Yeah.
So with all of that being said, now we'll go back. Where'd you grow up, bro?
Grew up in Monroe, down by Richfield, small little town. Lived that me and Morgan both lived there.
Small being an understatement.
Oh yeah.
It's a small town.
No stoplights, a gas station's all you got. There's nothing
That's so
there.
cool.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Monroe.
Yep.
How long when did you guys get married? You got married, I hope.
Yeah.
Yes, we
yeah.
are.
Oh, that's my sister or something. I'd be like, oh, I'm just kidding.
No, we got married after Morgan graduated, so it was 2016. And then after we got married, moved down to St. George. A couple of little random jobs. And
What made you move far away from Monroe? I mean, it's not far, but
yeah.
a couple hours maybe? Hour and a half? I don't know.
Yeah, it's 2 hours from Monroe.
What made you go down that way?
Work, yeah.
Work brought you there.
Yep.
What do you do, bro?
I'm a recruiter for the National Guard.
Word.
Yep. So that's not what originally brought us down there, but that's what we're down there for now, recruiting in St. George. So
What do you do, Morgan?
Stay-at-home mom.
Now let's handle that. That's the hardest job there is.
it's true.
Yeah.
Kudos to you guys.
Good thing though, because then for the accident, I could take care of him and be there for him.
And you guys have 2 little babies.
Yep.
How old are
Yeah.
your babies?
Our daughter is 3, and our son is 8 months.
Oh, dude, little, tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little guy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you guys excited to be parents?
Some days.
Scary, huh?
Some days it's rough. Yeah, but it's
There's
fun.
no rule book, bro.
It's a lot of fun.
You just make it up as you go, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
are we doing the right thing?
Yep.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, kind of crazy.
Yep.
So thank you once again for giving me time to talk to you guys. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Happy to be.
I'm just so excited that this little connection was made. It really,
Yeah.
it's like weirdly humbling to me to have that happen. I
Yeah.
just want to capture most of it that we could if
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys are willing.
Sure.
So thank you. So
Yep.
what made you want to do this? Where did the idea? I got an idea, honey. Let's go jump off of a rock. Do you jump or do you?
Yeah, you
run?
just run off. The
Okay, let's go run and jump off of something and hope just to hell that it like this parachute will glide me out. Talk me through that. How does?
It was my idea.
Well,
Kind of. We both like.
I jumped out of planes for the military. I'm a parachute rigger. Is my job. So I pack parachutes, and then National Guard. We jump out of planes once a month for the Special Forces unit. So that's what got me interested. I was jumping out of planes every month, and then once I took this recruiting job, I stopped jumping out of planes. An office job basically, and recruiting kids, which something I still enjoy, but I wanted to be able to have that adrenaline.
Real quickly, did you deploy at all? Did you ever go?
I haven't deployed. No,
You just been around. Okay.
just been here in Utah. Been around the States a little bit too.
So you're no stranger to the sky and flying.
No,
Yeah.
I love it. It's awesome. So that's what got me interested. And then
And then in July, they always have just like a bunch of paragliders for the 24th. They're all jumping down, but even just for the whole month, like they're just jumping off the mountain, and you'll see them flying for a long time. And we just always watch them and thought, how cool! Like we always thought.
Oh, it's so cool looking.
Yeah, it just looks super fun, and so we were like, oh, I'd really like to do that, and then I don't know, we were watching one night in his parents' backyard, and then I was like, well, let's do it for your birthday. Your birthday's in a couple days. Let's go for your birthday. And
So it's something you seek an instructor, like you go to a place and they like skydiving, I guess. I understand that. My buddy does that. So it's the same idea. You go and they help you and you do so many and then you can do it alone. Is that kind of thing?
Similar, you have to have an instructor, but the first flight, you're going by yourself.
Really?
Yep, you just start by yourself.
Whoa.
You do
Whoa.
you
Really?
just get thrown in the air. You do a little groundwork, you start in a field and just practice getting your paraglider up and above you and running on the ground, and then you take it to the hill.
But you're allowed to go up and pull your own chute or however it works. It's not a chute in a pack that you pull and it deploys?
It's all laid out on the ground.
Okay.
Yep, and then you just start running and it picks up over your head and keep running until it takes you off.
And you just gain wind and it lifts you.
Yep.
So you're not necessarily, so I had the idea of like base jumping type off of a huge, I guess you do that too though. But
no, yeah, it's nothing like that. Nothing. I mean, it's still pretty crazy, but.
Oh yeah, dude. Because you can get up and just go, right?
Yeah.
You can just head wherever you need to head once you're off the ground.
Yeah.
That's so weird, dude.
Yeah.
Does it have to be fairly windy or
No, you can do it in low winds, no winds at all. You just start running. So.
And you'll just lift.
Yep.
Dude, I bet that's so exciting.
Yeah, it's takeoffs are the craziest part for sure.
Yeah.
Just getting in the air, hoping that you don't tumble down the hill.
But we did a tandem for your birthday, so that means we had the instructor like behind us, hooked to us, so it was just two of us going at the same time, so us and an instructor. But yeah.
But you can make mistakes, right? I mean, obviously there's a lot to it, but
Yeah. Yep.
So you're like, honey, we're going to go take our lives into our own hands for your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yep. So Morgan and my mom went. We went up. I went off first. My flight was great. And
Pull that closer again.
Morgan went.
I want to hear your pretty voice. You can pull it too, or you too, because I know you have a cart and everything. People can't see all that. Your leg.
Right.
So I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I just want to capture you, bro. I don't want to lose it.
Yep. So my flight went great. The first flight, Morgan went up next, and she started running down the hill and thought she was in the air, but she wasn't. So she stopped running. Anyway, she just ended up tumbling down the hill for a while, ate a bunch of rocks and gashed up her knee pretty good, and then finally got in the air and took off. But that
Lost my shoe.
That should have been a sign for us.
Yeah, you're like, this is
There's
so much fun.
Yeah, there's a lot
Let's
of
go get a whole bunch of
signs,
road rash.
but,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that adrenaline, like, once you...
That's not me. Like, I was more so doing it for him, but, I mean, I always wanted to, and I thought it looked cool, but I'm like, I don't know that I can just run off a mountain and just hope that we take off.
So you do kind of can run off of a gradual, like a slow, and then just kind of catch. So the ground goes away from you slowly, kind of thing is probably the idea, right? Is
Right.
That,
Yep.
okay.
Just tons of rocks, and so you just kind of hit them a little bit, and
Yeah.
Or a lot bit.
yeah.
A lot, yeah.
In my case, yeah, a lot of bit, and then your case, a lot of bit.
Yeah, so that's what got us interested after that. I really loved going that first time. Morgan and my mom.
Were y'all banged up just after that? Just all banged up.
Oh yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna go ever again. But
That was a bad experience for her.
So you're like, we're doing this again. So you do it a second time.
Well, after that, I just decided to sign up for classes. I was like, I'm all in. Let's do it. I want to get certified and go on my own. And
How long does it take to certify? Is it at your own speed thing, or is it an hour thing, or?
It's a minimum of 35 jumps.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what you have to do to get your first. It's called a P2 license. So yeah, I was on my 12th flight when my crash happened, but
So you were getting there, bro.
I was getting there. Yeah, just taking classes with my instructor and learning a lot. I was doing really good, and I was loving it.
which I feel like when you say like you had 12 flights, it doesn't feel like a lot when you say that, but we were coming up like every weekend for.
Where's it at? Where do you come up to? Where's it?
Just from Hurricane up to Monroe.
Monroe,
area,
okay.
Yeah. And then, but he would do like 2 to 3 flights a night. 3 was like a really good night, but.
That's a good thing. Dre, thanks for calling me. This is my guy. Do not edit this, Dre. Oh, it's right here. going to talk to him. Watch this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hi, Dre. Oh, speaker. I'm putting you on speaker. Hi, Dre.
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Dre, I'm recording a podcast right now. It's so nice that you called in. And if you edit this, I'm going to be so pissed.
I apologize.
Don't apologize. You're a busy man. Say hi, Dre. This is...
Hi.
Dude, I was bumping you on that card earlier. Make sure I did this right. I hope I'm getting it right. I don't know. I hope
I'm sure you are.
it's red recording, so it should be good, right?
Yeah, you're good. Hit me up after you're done.
Okay, man, I will. Dre, thanks, buddy.
All right, brother.
Okay, bye.
Have a good podcast.
I will, man. I'm attempting it anyway. Oh, if he's gonna love, he edits it. He's gonna love that.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't gonna ignore that. Now I'll silence my ringer.
there we go.
There you go.
I usually do, but I usually have him here to help me.
Remind you all the things.
Yeah, honey, you can sit right here. It's not filmed. Pictures.
Gotta have the pictures.
So Dre, thanks for that call, and you get to edit this. So I hope you make that like the highlight of the whole thing.
Thanks, Dre.
He's so cool, man. If you check out U92, and have you listened to him on the radio before? He's a live DJ on U92. Have you heard U92, the hip hop station?
I don't know that I have.
92.5. 92.5. It's the hip. Look it up. You'll like it. He's a live DJ, man.
Cool.
He works at U92, so he's on the air right now. 3 to 7 Monday through Saturday, and then he helps me. He does all this. I just talk.
Yeah.
I don't.
There you go.
This is the first attempt without him. So
That's awesome.
thanks, Dre. Where was we? Where was you? You were 12th jump.
12th jump. Yeah.
Trying to think.
Yeah. So the 12th jump, my instructor decided to try a new place, one that I'd never jumped before. We had one good flight that morning before the accident. So the first flight, I remember, it was awesome. It was my first reverse takeoff. So you start with your back facing the hill, and then you get the paraglider above your head, and then you turn around and start running down the hill.
I'm very detail oriented. Why do you have to stand back? Why do you stand backwards like that?
It's so you can see all the lines above your head. You get the paraglider above your head. You make sure everything's not tangled. Everything's looking good. And then.
So are you able to swivel inside this thing a little bit?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because when I was trying to build it, I know it's not everything to scale. I was trying to figure out how they work. I'm very mechanical, so I love all them details.
Yep. So that first flight was awesome. I was pumped about my reverse takeoff. It was really windy that morning. I don't know if it was too windy that we shouldn't have been going or not.
Now, is that a good thing or bad thing? I'm just going to jump in all the time. Windy, it can be either way.
Yeah, probably not for beginners. Not too windy. You don't want it.
But not an end all. You can do okay.
You can still do it, but more experienced people are better for the high winds. But that first flight, it was kind of blowing me around a little bit on the takeoff, and it was hard to get in the air. But once I finally got in the air, it was great. Landed. We were with a couple other people, and they all took off and landed, and went back up the hill for round 2. I was pumped, ready to go. And that's where
Before you get there,
yeah.
How long does a flight-ish can it last? Just give me like an idea there. What if you
Several hours. You can.
No kidding, bro.
Yeah, there was a guy that flew from Monroe Peak to Colorado. It was like a 7 hour.
No way.
Yeah, it was like a 7-hour flight or something like that.
Give me goosebumps. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So you can gain altitude even. You can go. Like you can.
Yeah.
You can go.
Yeah, you can.
Oh my God, I want to try it.
Getting into it after this podcast.
I'm letting it build up each time. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah.
I love the cool details like that. I had no idea. I figured, now, okay, 10, 15 minute little thing, and you're gonna try to land somewhere.
Yep.
So you can fly, bro.
Well, I was getting there. I was never.
But people, you can just you can go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that first flight was only like 10 minutes. It was just a short hill, just a training hill where they teach the classes. But so went up for round 2.
Was you with him that day?
No. So usually I do go. I like to watch him, take pictures, just video, just to, remember.
It was just that day. You're like, I can't.
Well, so it's actually the day my brother was getting married. So I was staying home.
See, all these details are beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I was staying home with the kids, getting everybody ready. And I was even nervous about him going that day because I was like, are you going to make it back in time?
Yeah,
Like,
you're
we
like,
have to get ready.
Dude, don't go to Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I was like, well, all right, as long as you can, make it back in time, then that's fine. But yeah.
So you were at home. I had a friend with me, my instructor. Morgan knew I was going that morning, but
You're supposed to be back by X amount of time to make it to.
Yeah. Well, and he has a text on his phone. I was like, how close are you getting to being done? And yeah.
that's the last she heard from me until she saw me in the hospital. But
Dude, okay, so here goes our flight.
yep, here goes the flight.
Baby, will you open our dampener fire? I feel like it's getting really cold.
Yeah.
I think I killed the fire. I'm sorry. We'll just open these up. I'm gonna drag this out as long as I can.
Gotta make a good story out of it.
Yeah.
Dude, so here we are. I'm just so there with you.
Yeah.
You're like, all right. So you're not scared. You're pretty confident. You can do this. You got it figured out. A little windy. Like, oh God.
Yeah.
One more time, man. Here we go.
Yeah, I felt good about it. I was ready for round two.
Do you remember it all from ahead of that?
From that point, going back up the hill, I don't remember taking off or anything. Just from what my instructor and friends have told me that were there. So it's all black. I don't remember anything until I was at the hospital later that day.
So the last thing you remembered from that day was what? Like
just that
the first flight.
First flight, going back up the hill for second flight.
That's your last memory.
Yep.
Of paragliding.
How weird is that, dude? That's so
That's crazy.
how powerful our brain is to block that shit. You don't want to remember that. But it's so interesting, and we're also people want to get there with you. They like to, I don't know. It's just, I can only imagine losing like memory like that.
Yeah.
It would be frustrating. Did it frustrate the hell out of you?
It does, yeah. I just want to remember, what went wrong, if I could have done
So you
something different.
don't know any of that at all.
Well, I know what they've told me, so.
So there you go. Have at it, fella.
So they said once I took off, it was kind of a rough takeoff, kind of bouncing off the hill for a minute before I finally got in the air. But they said a line went over the top of my right side of the paraglider, so it kind of collapsed the right side, pulling me to the right. I pulled the left brake to kind of even it out, they said. I was holding on the left brake, and that was kind of holding me where I could still fly down the hill a little bit. I made about halfway down the hill, getting closer to where I was actually ready to land, they said, and I let go of the left brake, kind of got in my seat a little bit better to get ready to land. As soon as I let go of the left brake, the right side just pinched hard again, and then the winds just took me into the hill, pulled me hard right. I went right to a mountainside, hit a bunch of rocks, and then I fell like 20 feet, they said. My instructor, the friends that were there, they just started running down the hill.
How far away-ish do you think they were from you? Like they seen this all happen?
Yeah, they all watched it happen from the top of the hill. Yep.
Dude, that would be so scary.
Yeah.
To watch your homie. So they just cut their stuff, whatever, off, and they took up running for you to help you.
Yep. Started booking it down the hill. I was a few hundred feet away. Once they got to me, they said I was conscious. I was talking. I guess I never blacked out or anything, but lots of blood. My leg was bleeding really bad. My head was bleeding really bad.
Dude, I've seen that picture.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. You probably have better pictures than what I've seen, but wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
So they called 911 as soon as they were running down the hill. A paramedic happened to be a couple minutes away. He was there on scene in like 2 minutes, which was crazy. We were flying out in the hills, but
What, just a guy that happened to be in the area kind of thing? Just a fluke?
yeah, just happened to. He was on call. He was just out riding in the area that day.
Dude, that's probably a good thing.
Oh yeah. So he got there, ran up the hill, started taking care of me. Realized it was pretty bad, that I was bleeding a lot. I had a brain injury. The paramedic actually knows my mom, so he called my mom and was like, "Hey, this is pretty bad. This is what happened. We think we need to life flight him. Are you okay if we life flight him? Like, I don't know if he has insurance or whatever. If it's okay, whatever." My mom's like, "Yeah, get him up there." So they life flighted me. They decided to call life flight. The helicopter landed. Search and rescue landed. Search and rescue
How long did it take him to get there? Do you have any idea?
I don't have any idea.
It's incredible how fast they are. I just wondered if you had it.
I think it came down from Provo, so it was probably 30 or 40 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so search and rescue had to come and pull me off the hill.
Yeah, because they probably couldn't land that flight next to you. They had to come extract you.
Mm-hmm. And the whole time they said I was conscious, talking. They knew where I was at. I knew where I was at, whatever. I don't remember any of that, but they got me off the hill, got me loaded in the helicopter, and life flighted me up to Utah Valley. And
not the university then, Utah Valley in Provo?
Utah Valley in Provo, yep. So behind the scenes, what was going on with you?
So when did you get when did you get this call? Who called you, Morgan?
So nobody called me, actually. So the paramedic called his mom, and she knows me and knows that I wouldn't have done good and being home alone with the kids, and I probably would have lost it. And so she called my dad, and he came up to the house because he only lives, maybe like 2 minutes from her house. And so he drove up, and I just figured they needed help with the wedding because
they all knew. They knew. They weren't telling you.
Well, yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew.
Yeah. And so she told him what was going on. And so my dad drove up, and I just figured they needed help with the wedding or something was going on. I'm like, all right, well. So I opened the door, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm upstairs trying to get ready, trying to get the kids' stuff ready to go. And I'm like, is everything okay? You guys need help with, like, the wedding? Do we need to drive over there now? Like, what's going on? And he's like, Morgan, and, like, gets all serious and is looking at me. I'm like, what? Like, what
What's
now?
the first thing that went through your head?
I didn't even think Tanner. Because, like, I mean, you think about paragliding, and you know that it can be scary and whatnot, but, like, for the most part, it's a pretty, like, I feel like, I mean, since then, we've seen a lot of scary things, but before that, like, it wasn't scary. It wasn't something you would think that can't happen to us, Right. So,
your face, you're just blank, like, what is wrong?
Yeah, and he goes, Tanner's been in an accident, and he's like, we need to go. Where are the kids? And I'm like, what? And so I just start losing it, and I'm falling on the floor, and, like, I just couldn't stand up. Like, I couldn't stand on my own 2 feet, but.
Oh,
yeah.
So you didn't know what accident, how, or anything? That's it?
No, it's bad life flight's coming.
Oh my God.
That's all I knew. And then, so I.
Scared to death.
Luckily, we had our bags mostly packed because we were going to just leave after the wedding.
For where?
Just to go home.
Okay.
Yeah, just to be done and get back home because we'd been there for a few days so he could do his lessons. And
gotcha.
Yeah, but.
So that happened to line up quickly for you?
Yeah, so I just grabbed the bags. I'm like, well, here's the bags. I don't know. I'll take mine and Tanner's in case I don't know what's going to happen. But so then we walk out to the car, and his parents pulled in to the house. They were out on a bike ride, and we all were just standing in the driveway kind of looking at each other like, we don't know. What do we do? And I think everybody was just trying to get everything together and keep everything together because I don't know, because I can lose it pretty, especially when it comes to him. I'm super, sensitive when it comes to him.
That's your guy, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, for a long time. So, but we loaded up into my dad's car, and his parents got in theirs and started driving to the hospital. Because I figured, like, we all kind of figured, like, oh, they're taking him in the ambulance and going to the hospital is what my dad thought. So that's where we were headed. And I bet your mom knew where she was going, but
it wasn't wide known knowledge that he was in a helicopter flying to
at that moment. Yeah. No. So,
so it just keeps getting more and more
so
intense.
We're driving to Richfield.
How far is that ish?
Like 10, 15 minutes.
Not
far at
okay.
all. Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad's wife is in the car with him, and she answers the phone, and it's Tanner's mom, and they're talking, and And I don't even remember the exact words. I was just like, let's go, let's get there, drive faster. Like, why aren't you driving faster? I don't care if we get pulled over, they'll follow us to the hospital. It's like right there, like just get there. And but I had the kids in the car with me, and but she answered the phone, and Erica started talking to her, Tanner's mom. Sorry.
That's her name.
Erica. And
Beautiful name.
yeah. And she looked at my dad and she mouthed something, and my dad just went white and was just driving, and then he started to gun it, and I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? And I just started screaming, like, as loud. I don't think I've ever screamed that loud. But, and the kids are right there. So I probably
Gosh, you gotta
shouldn't
try to hold
have.
it together for them.
Yeah, but I was a mess. And so I just started screaming, and no, just screaming and bawling. But,
What did she mouth to him? Do you have any idea?
yeah. So
Sorry.
he thought she said he's dead.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, but she mouthed to him, it's his head, because he was gashed. I mean, you can kind of
dude,
see
that
his
picture.
scar right there, and
That one picture is gnarly.
yeah.
It looks like you can see inside there.
Oh yeah, it was opened up.
Yeah, to his skull.
So she says it's his head.
Yeah, and she said he's dead, which I didn't find that out until like a week or two later.
So he just like blanks and he's like, oh my God. He thinks he's, oh my God.
Yeah. Or no, actually, he found out before that. Or I found out before that. Sorry. But
Dude, I don't know how you remember any of this. That's beautiful.
it's been a minute, but it was just such an intense moment.
Well, I want to
But
deliver it well too, because I love
Yeah.
how you tell it well. This is crazy. I don't know if I'd remember any of this.
But so we pulled into the hospital, and his parents pull up like 2 minutes after we get there. But I'm like, where's Tanner? Like, what's going on? Like, and he talked to his wife for just a minute, my dad, and he's like, I thought you said he was dead. And he's like, I'm sorry, Morgan. He's like, I'm sorry, I was losing it for a minute. But he like finally took a deep breath, and he's like, I couldn't breathe for like the rest of the drive over here, because I thought that's what you said. She goes, no, I said it was his head. But
So a little relief. Oh God, he's alive.
yeah, but still not super good. Like
Right.
they've said it's bad. It's really bad. His head is bleeding very bad. Like he was losing a lot of blood everywhere else. And so, but then his parents pull in, and I basically said goodbye to my kids and got in the car, and we started driving up north, which was the longest drive of my life. But
So to the hospital. See, I thought you were close to the hospital. You got
to Richfield Hospital.
Okay.
So I thought they were going to bring the life flight there.
Gotcha.
For a minute. Well, so I thought they were driving him to the helicopter
and then
in
fly from
Richfield,
there,
and then
whatever.
flying from there. Yeah. But they just picked him up on site, which I didn't know until Erica and Jeff pulled in, his parents. Sorry. So we got in the car and just started making our way up north. And
It's a 2-hour drive.
Well, how long? Like, see that little? Who didn't know that they were just flying him straight? How did you find out then to head north?
yeah, so the paramedic called his mom back and was like, "Okay, yeah, life flight's coming, and we're getting him loaded up, and we're going."
They're just landing at the scene and taking.
Oh,
it
so
from
yeah,
there.
you beat him. You
Yeah.
went to the hot. You were probably there before they even got him scooped up.
To the Richfield Hospital, yeah, but yeah.
Got you. So you're like, we got a hell of a drive.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
my
and then we
God.
all just, like, I'm trying to keep calm, keep.
Dude, that'd be the worst ride of your
have-
life.
Stay positive, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, we were all trying to be okay for each other, I think, because it's their son, my husband, just a lot. And started driving up north, and I'm like, I kept looking to see if I could see the helicopter. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll see it. And never did. And so I'm like, well, I have his location on, because we both have each other's location on our phones. And so I was just trying to track his phone. I'm like, okay, where is it at? Where's it at? Which is like, I don't know. I don't use that, obviously, but.
Did it work?
But no, it wouldn't move. It said he was still in Richfield. And so I was like, okay, either, he lost his phone or something's not okay and they just didn't fly, or
you just don't know. Listen,
just
all
kept
that,
going
yeah,
through.
Oh my God,
yeah,
dude.
all the thoughts. But
That'll be so scary.
so then I just put my phone away. I'm like, all right. And I keep having people call me. My brother actually showed up to the house too when my dad came to grab me, and he was like, it's okay, you got to go. Like, I'm still going to get married, so I'm sorry I can't be there for you, but.
So he went through with his thing still.
Yeah, he still got married, and yeah. But so we drove up there and we pull in. They have like an emergency area that you can go into for when Life Flight comes. They have a spot for your family to come sit in. And with COVID, everything's kind of been crazy. Like, so actually just a week before they gave the okay to have one family member with you, because before that, nobody would have been able to go in the hospital with him. It would have been like them calling us on the phone and being like, well, okay, this is how he's doing. But
before COVID, they wouldn't have.
Well, the week before the accident.
Okay.
So the week before his accident, they okayed family members to go in. But
Gotcha.
Since COVID, they weren't letting family members go in for anything unless it was like, they're gone, you can come say goodbye. And yeah, but.
Heavily restricted for sure.
Yeah. And so we got there and we had, I want to say social worker. I don't think it was a social worker, obviously, but.
I don't know.
He don't remember. He's like, dude, I was
like a family.
Like a counselor kind of.
Yes, yeah. And she just kind of came out and was like, so he just arrived. He's stable. He's talking. We'll take one of you guys back in just a minute, but they're just talking to us about his situation, and she's like, he looks good. We have people come in with his injuries and they don't look good and things aren't okay. And so finally the time came that I got to go back. So I went back first and went to him, and he was talking to me. He's like, what are you doing? You need to go get ready for the wedding. I'm like, dude.
We're not going to the wedding.
Yeah, I'm like, we're not going.
Change of plans. Check.
He thought he was in Richfield at the hospital. I was like, you're not in Richfield. We're up north at Utah Valley, and you've been life flighted. He didn't remember being life flighted. He didn't know how he got there.
Was it horrific to see him right as you got there?
So they had him pretty covered up. So he had this big gash on his head. I don't, for people who are listening who have seen his pictures on Facebook, or it was a pretty big gash, and they had that all wrapped up because it was bleeding. His legs were wrapped up, but I could see blood. His face, his teeth were covered in blood, and his mouth, and his I just noticed his legs. His right leg had a lot of blood, even through just the bandages that they had on him, and he was so. They had him on morphine, so he was so drugged up that his legs would start to fall off the table, and that leg would get caught underneath like a bar on the side of the bed, and I'm like, that's not good. I don't think that's good. If you have injuries, you can't just have that pinned in between the handle and the bed. I don't know. So
it was not supposed to fall that way anyway. Probably.
Yeah, but and then the nurse came in and he's just like, I'm hurting so bad, and he's like, I feel like my left foot has just blown up. It's I don't know. He just said it was the worst pain, and
which this is where I start to remember. Like I can remember some of this. It's foggy, but I remember my leg just hurting so bad.
Yeah.
It felt like it was just been ran over by a car or something.
Your left leg, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or my left foot.
Yeah. So he had injuries on both legs.
Right.
Yeah.
The left one's the one you're walking on, correct?
Yep. That's right.
Go on.
And so I'm like, he's in pain. Can we, I don't know when you just last gave him medicine, but can we do something? He's obviously feeling it. Like, I don't know. He needs another dose of something. I don't know.
Right.
And just trying to make him comfortable at least. And she noticed that his IV had fallen out of his arm.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So he was hurting, and that's why.
So they think they're giving you stuff, and it's squirting on the floor. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But so they came and they put that back in and got him another dose. But I don't know. They told us he had a brain bleed, and so I'm just like I just kept saying I love you. We just kept saying it to each other. I even pulled out my phone and recorded it because I don't know what's going to happen in the next 24 hours or, yeah. So, but you were doing okay in that moment. You were talking to me. You were just laying there. I mean, you were in pain, but you're there. And because when like pulling in, we didn't know how things were going to look. We didn't see him before. We didn't know he was talking because, the paramedic that called his mom said that he gave him some good meds to feel okay because he had a lot of injuries. But yeah, and so then it was kind of time for your mom. I wanted your parents to get a chance to come see before he went into surgery because they're like he's gonna go in. Yeah. So
what was their first idea of surgery? I just want to make sure I grab it all.
Yeah.
Did they say, listen, we got to hurry and get him into surgery. We're going to kind of do this. But
at that moment, they were just doing x-rays. They were doing...
trying to figure it all out.
Like MRI, all the things.
I think first thing they came in and stitched up my head, right?
Yeah. So before you even went into surgery, they had to stitch up his head. So they had a plastic surgeon come down and stitch that up. But
dude, you can't even
you can't
tell.
even tell.
Yeah.
So
You can...
A little wrinkled.
From what I seen of that picture on Facebook, if you guys want to share all that, you can. But
yeah.
dude, that one picture I seen was horrific. Of your head, I was like, oh my God.
Yep.
Do you not wear a helmet?
No, I was wearing a helmet.
yeah, it broke. Yeah, it broke through.
Bro,
Yeah.
Yeah.
without it, bye-bye, Tanner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gone.
Wear your helmets, people. Okay, so mom comes in.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't really speak for her. Do you
Right.
remember?
I don't remember. My parents were there for a little bit while the guy was stitching up my head, I think.
She's a nurse, and so they were like, we're going to stitch his head up, and do you guys want to, like, does anybody want to go back for that? Like, that's going to happen right now. And she's like, well, I'll just go back. I'm like, I can't see that, so you go. And so she went back, and she's a nurse and was talking with all the doctors, and one of the doctors pulled her behind the desk and showed her the computer and showed her all the x-rays and scans and just what kind of the game plan was and what's going on and how he was doing. But yeah, and then I don't know, it's kind of, that part kind of gets fuzzy for me.
After that, it was just surgeries for
Yeah.
several hours. I don't know.
I mean, they just told us it was going to be a long surgery. And at that point the
leg.
It was at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock that we were up there at that point.
I don't know. Yeah, sometime in the afternoon. But yeah, I think the first thing after the head, they went after my legs, did surgeries.
What did they say the leg problem was? What was the...
I broke or shattered the talus bones, which is like the ankle bone where your foot rotates on, in both feet. I shattered both of those, and then broke the right tibia and fibula in my right leg.
And your left foot, like the front part was separated from the back part of it.
Yeah.
But I'm not on the outside, just inside. But
yeah, I didn't have any bones sticking out or anything. So that was the deal with my legs. They did surgery on my legs first, and then I shattered some bones in my wrist, and the radial head in my elbow shattered.
It was dust.
So that's what they did next after the legs. They worked on my arm and my elbow. I had some broken ribs. They didn't really do anything for those. I guess you can't do anything for those, but
Don't cough, huh?
Yeah.
And you had a
Oh yeah, a sinus fracture in my face. So, yeah. Anyways, that was pretty much it.
How long were you in
Yeah.
the hospital? How many surgeries did you have?
I don't know how many I had exactly in the hospital. I just really got a surgery like a month and a half ago, and that was my 10th surgery since August.
Damn, bro.
So yeah, just hit 10. I probably still got some more ahead, but I was in the hospital for 14 days, 2 weeks exactly.
Which we thought it was going to be longer,
Yeah.
but
It looked like to me you shouldn't have lived, but
Yeah.
no.
hey, that's just
and
me.
Every doctor that walked in was like, he should not be here.
No.
And with his injuries, like it's amazing he's doing as well as he is. And I mean, we hear that every time we see a doctor, but
Yeah. They thought they were gonna have to put me into like an assistive living place with physical rehab and whatever, doing that full time and actually live in the place. Didn't end up having to do that. They did therapy for a few days in the hospital. Oh yeah, the reason behind that for the therapy, you have to have at least two extremities that you can use, and I only had my left arm that was good, so they wouldn't accept me into the therapy. So
God.
and you have to apply to actually get into those, and see if they'll take you. If they look at all of your injuries and they're like, okay, we'll accept this person or we won't. And
From afar, they're not even like there.
yeah, you have to put in an application,
Right.
and then we found
See if you
out.
get the job or not. God.
Yeah. And then we found out like a day or two later after talking about that he was, with our insurance, it would only cover few places. So our chances were even more limited.
yeah, so I had quite a few surgeries that first day, and then was in the hospital for 2 weeks. Before I got released, they did more surgeries on both my feet and then my arm, like 2 days before I got released. They were fixing some things.
When you had to go into surgery the day after the first one, like when you initially were there and they were taking everything for the first time, you had to get surgery on your hand the day after because he had like a broken bone, but it was crushing his, what's the nerve? Basically giving you like carpal tunnel. But
It's like, I don't know. I don't even feel it anymore.
Yeah.
His whole hand was numb, and
Damn.
so they had to, that was like an emergency surgery. They're like, okay, we're going in today to fix that. Otherwise his hand will be numb forever and we'll have a hard time using his hand. So, but yeah.
And then they did the ones a couple days before I left on both my feet, my legs. And then, yeah, so after we got released, we went to my parents' house. We didn't think Morghan was going to be able to do it by herself. It was a lot of taking care of me. So we lived with my parents for, like 3 months, 2 months?
Yeah, it was almost 3, yeah. But with our new baby, it was like, because back then Sawyer was only, how old was he?
A few months
Like
old.
3 months
And
old.
look, just living with parents is hard enough, period. Let alone all of this on top of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we lived with my parents for a few months.
I'm sure they were hell of help, huh?
Yep.
Couldn't do it without them, yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. And his mom being a nurse, like,
Oh,
super
dude.
helpful, super
Yeah.
helpful. But
Yeah, so it was rough. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It sucked.
How long ago what was the date it happened again?
August 29th.
So it's in the summer, August 29th.
Yep.
And meanwhile, while he was recovering at parents' house, he just tons of paragliders outside because they had a big.
They were getting ready for their fall fly-in that they do every year. And that's what I was getting ready to do. But so every night I'd go out back and watch the paragliders fly over. And
You say night a lot. Is that when they do it? More toward the dusk? part?
Early morning and later, like right before sunrise.
How just everything's good there, and then,
the temperature, I think, and
Heat's not good, right?
and less wind.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of rough watching all the paragliders that I was wishing I was up there.
So you still want to do it, man?
Oh, it was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Oh,
I
it
love
sounds so cool. She's like, dude, I'll tell you one thing right now.
Oh, I'd have so much anxiety, and
Yeah.
it would not be good for me.
It'd
You'd have to knock me out and not tell me that you're doing it, but then I'd be real mad that you did that.
it'd probably take me a lot to get up there again and do it, but I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day I can do something.
Dude, it's amazing you're moving around, bro.
Yeah.
I wish this one was a video people could see. And your scooter, I guess would be the word.
Yeah, scooting around.
Got your right leg up on it, and you're walking on the one that's
The worst leg, yeah.
that's not good, right? What's
Right.
that
Yeah, so
story? What are we looking for the future here, bro?
So the right leg, I just got surgery on it about 6 weeks ago. My tibia was collapsing and some of the plates were collapsing.
Snapped.
And so they went in and fixed that, put some new like rods or plates in, and my right leg and my right foot should be good to go here in a couple months.
That's hence the immobile scooter, keeping it
Yep.
chill, letting it heal up good.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
the left side, a few of the bones are dying. They don't have enough blood supply. They've got a little bit right now, so they haven't like completely died, but they're waiting for the bones to die. And then I've got plates on each side of my left foot, and they're waiting for that plate to collapse. My foot's not going to be able to hold it up for forever. They know they expect that plate to collapse eventually. So right now the left foot's fine. Like I'm walking on it on the scooter, and I can put weight on it. It doesn't hurt. But once those bones die or the plate collapses, then we'll have to either move to a foot and ankle fusion if the bones die, where I won't have hardly any mobility. I'll be able to walk, and it probably won't be too good. Which I'm very active. I love doing stuff outdoors, playing basketball. So either the foot and ankle fusion or an amputation on the left side when that happens.
you just kind of threw that out there, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. I've
Possible amputation.
possible amputation.
Bro.
Big deal.
That's
Yeah.
wow.
I've kind of sat with the thought of it, I guess, for 6 months now. So I've kind of got used to that not being a possibility, and more than likely, I guess, at this point, either that or no mobility at all, which I don't want. So,
That's scary, man.
yeah.
That's like heavy to.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's better to know and plan or just be hit with it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you guys are functioning, man. That's scary.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know, and it sucks that it's the foot that's good right now. Like it,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the one you walked in. I was like,
Yep.
what?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, probably just gonna chop this one off.
Yeah. No big deal.
I'm just walking on it.
Yeah. It's crazy. So, but
What do you like, dude? Well, I don't. Doctors are. You can't hope for things, right? You can, but what do you like? What do you desire for that? What would be obviously it worked great, but what would be the best thing if they can just get it screwed back together and it'll?
I don't know.
You don't even know, huh?
I don't think if it heals and the bones don't die and I'm able to keep my foot, I don't think I'll ever have full mobility and be able to do all the things I like to do. So I don't. The doctor's saying that amputation is not a bad thing. Like they're so advanced.
Oh, it's a scary word.
Yeah.
I don't know why it freaks me out.
Yeah, the prosthetics are so advanced that you can do, pretty much everything and still live a normal life, and it's not a bad thing. So that's kind of why I've got adjusted to it. And if it happens, it happens, and I think it'll.
At least you can still do the things that you love to do all the time.
Yeah. So.
I think that's the thought behind it that we've kind of come to. Like, if it comes to that, then at least he'll be able to do the things he loves to do. He won't be like restricted or have to stop doing all the things that he loves. So. Yeah.
So I was in a wheelchair for like 3 months, and then they said my legs had healed enough that I could start putting weight on them in boots. So I was walking around in boots actually for 2 weeks on both feet. I was doing good. And then my tibia collapsed on the right side, and that's the most recent thing that happened. So now I'm on the scooter and then the wheelchair at home.
Is that kind of something you felt kind of like, whoa?
Yeah.
And like,
well, I just started noticing one day my whole leg started like curling in. I started walking on like the outside of my foot. I'm like, something's not right.
something's just not right here. What, bro?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I always had my boots on, so it's not like I just stared at my leg. And one night I looked at my leg once I was wearing shorts, and I'm like, dang, that's crooked. Something's wrong.
But
It's messed up.
but you're just cool. Like,
Yeah.
something's weird here, sweetheart. Let's call the doctor to see.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
it's broken off here, fella.
Yeah, it's plate snapped, and then my bone was just starting to bend in, break again. So it sucked getting a little bit of freedom for a couple of weeks. I was actually getting around the house doing stuff. I got to drive for a little bit, and then that happened, and now I'm back in a wheelchair, stuck again. And anyways, so, but positive outlook on the right leg now. We're just waiting to see what happens with the left leg. Still could be a year or two, or could be tomorrow. I don't know. They're waiting for those the plates to collapse, so that could happen at any time. So,
Dude, tell him to keep all that material. Get it all out. Let's get it up here. We'll build some more stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Yep.
Damn.
So that's kind of where we're at right now. Just waiting. Everything's healed up on my hand. My elbow's good. I'm still doing therapy for those, but the brain injury went away. My head's healed up.
That's the scariest part, I would think, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
that is the control center.
Yep.
Come in, Alpha Tango. Are we okay in there? I'm glad you're good there, bro.
Yeah.
Her
too.
brother was in a car accident, and he has a traumatic brain injury now to this day.
Really?
It's rewired him.
Hmm.
So you're very fortunate.
Yeah, and
I don't believe in luck. I don't think we can. You're not lucky.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're fortunate. I think that's how I feel. You're very fortunate, dude,
Yeah.
to be where you're at, man.
Yep.
Whatever people believe is what we believe, but it's a wild story, man.
Yeah. It's crazy. Can't believe it happened to me. Like, it doesn't even feel real. It's, but
It's probably changed a lot of the way you think about everything, right?
Every day. Yeah.
yeah.
For me.
Well, yeah, for you too, for sure. I mean, she's been taking care of 3 kids, our 2 kids and me every single day.
I
So.
was gonna say what? Man, what?
Not 3. Yeah.
Yet,
No.
no more kids.
No more.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? Is there anything significant that everything's changed, obviously, but what is the? I have a belief that it seems like people I talk about a lot on our show when people really truly struggle and go through something incredibly crazy as this, those people are always so humbled and so happy, positive, forward thinking. It's amazing to hear all that. Like,
Yeah.
but we sit back here and just will complain and about just the dumbest shit. Like, is that something? Have you noticed a big shift that way? Like, listen, hello,
Yeah.
check on aisle 2. We are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I have.
Yeah,
For sure.
Well, it's just made me realize how much we take for granted, just all the simple things. Like, at first, I couldn't brush my teeth or put deodorant on or do anything. It's just like the simplest things every day. Like, you find something new, like, oh, I can't do that. Just something that you don't even realize that you do every single day. And then, I don't know, being in wheelchairs, it's different. I've never been in a wheelchair before, so it's like you always see people in a wheelchair and you're not sure like how to act around them, if you should ask them how they're doing, whatever. But it's just.
What do you? That's a good thing right
Yeah.
there. What do people do? Because that's real.
Yeah.
What do you think? What is it now that you're there?
Now that I'm there, I see people all the time just like look at me like I'm different and weird and
Broken.
broken. I can't, they just give me weird looks, which I probably did the same thing before. Like, you just don't know how to act, I guess. You don't know what to say, if you should say anything. I like it when people come up and talk to me like, hey man, what's going, like,
That's what I'm
happened to
getting
you?
at right there.
Yep. I think it's cool to ask people what happened to them. How are you doing? Whatever. It's okay to talk.
So it's not offensive in any way to engage somebody like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Nice.
I feel like people, if that isn't how they approach him, then it's like they avoid him.
Awkward,
and
and
try and hurry and walk away, which is fine too. But it's just it makes us kind of like look at each other and think about it a little bit, and it's like, oh, but
Well,
It's true because you are different being in this whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter if people don't treat you as if you're different. You don't feel it, right?
Yeah.
You're just with normal.
Yep.
That's cool.
I don't feel like we get offended, but I just
Yeah, maybe other people would. I don't know. But like the other day, I was in physical therapy, and this guy came out, and his legs were amputated at the knee, both of his legs, and he was in this power wheelchair, and he just came up to me, and he's like, "Hey, man, you want to race?" I was in my wheelchair. It's just kind of funny.
See, that's it right there.
Yep.
That's so
Just
genuine.
I don't know. I feel like it's good to ask them how they're doing, what happened, make a joke with them, whatever. So,
Damn.
kind of interesting, different perspective for sure. From
Big changer, huh?
Yep.
And then I feel like for me, it's like I look at him every day and I'm like, he's here. Like it's crazy that he's here. And so I feel like it makes me like think more positive about our relationship and what we have, and just to not take it for granted, and that he's here and watching our kids grow, and that I didn't become a widow and a mother of two by myself at 22 is how old I was then. But yeah.
Truly makes you, it does, huh? Like refocuses everything that's even important. Nothing matters, man. You're here.
I'll just be doing dishes and I'll just stop and just go sit with him for a minute and just be happy that he's there. Like it's a different, normally, like, you know, I'd be like, well, you know, I'll just finish the dishes and then maybe we can hang out and do something, but I just stop, and because you just never know, like you don't think it's going to ever happen to you, but.
No, and you rightfully so. You can't go through life doing that either, right?
No. I'm nervous every time he walks out the door to drive, or.
You can drive, bro?
I just started driving again like last week. So
makes me anxious.
Oh, dude, I can imagine.
I'm just a big.
You're the one going through the shit, but I bet her side is so intense, man. To be to have
different.
the
we both have different.
And you're obviously, it's a very tied together thing, but I can imagine for the other person, you're going through it, right? You're the guy, you're the stud, you're gonna make this, you know. But I can only imagine your partner how they feel, man. That's scary. Like the worry now and it's scary, man.
It's a lot to go through for her too, for sure.
For sure, man. And you're doing it together.
Yep.
That is.
At least we're doing it together. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, just happy to have you here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if there's anything to grab out of all that, it's, man.
Yeah.
Don't even think something crazy can't just change us like that.
I mean, it's crazy how many, we were, the day he was in the hospital, after he got we were waiting for him to get out of surgery, and we came back the next morning, and they needed us to go sit in the waiting room on that floor. And it was like, the floor was like a high trauma floor. And, or no, you were in the ICU. That's what it was. Sorry. But me and his mom and his dad, we just kept crying and looking at each other, and we just couldn't stop crying. And at that time, another family had walked out and sat down, and they were crying, and they had a phone call, and you just could kind of overhear it. It was only us and them in the waiting room, and they had said, so-and-so didn't make it. He's not going to make it. We have to take him off of life support. And so, I mean, at that point, me and his mom looked at each other, and we just immediately stopped crying, and we flipped the switch to being grateful and to staying positive, and just that wasn't the place that we were in, just having to deal with that.
How did those people react to that? Was that just insane?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how people go through shit. I would lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they would try to keep it together because they had little kids there too. So I don't know if it was their uncle, their dad, who it was. And then one of the ladies just walked into the bathroom, and like I said, it's just us out there, and just started bawling, screaming, and it's quiet, so we can all hear. But she just took a minute to go let it out, and then come back out, and was trying to be strong for everybody else. So it's just a sad thing, but.
It's perspective. It puts everything right where it belongs. It's like, man, it's that quick. It's so that it can just happen to anybody, anytime, any second.
Yep.
Life does not care. It don't discriminate.
Yep. Right.
It just don't. It's so crazy, man.
But at the same time, you can't be scared to live your life either. You know, you can
Yeah.
get in an accident in your car every
That's the
single
other
day.
piece of it. Yeah, the scariest thing you did was drive 28 hours to come up here today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't
Where do you
just
draw that line? You
lock
there's-
yourself in the house.
No, there's no way to just go, right? Just
Yep.
go hard and keep going.
Keep
That-
living.
It's good that we're paired for this because that's his mentality of it. You can't just, stop living. You have to keep living life. And I'm like, okay, but you need to be in a bubble. You
Right.
can't.
Rightfully so. The way you think. That's what I mean. I think they have the harder part of it because you have the climb of it all, and you can get through it, right? You have that idea.
Yeah.
They just want to hold, like, somehow shield you from
Don't
things.
move. Don't.
Yeah, dude. If I something like ever like, she would lock me in a cage. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Because
It's scary for sure.
is that hard for you? Like, do you have to check yourself and be like,
Where
okay,
do I
Morgan,
draw the
don't-
line?
Don't be
Like,
an ass. Let
yeah.
him do his thing. Do
Yeah.
you go through that? Do you have to?
Yeah. I mean, in Tanner,
I can imagine that
just
would
say-
start fights and all kinds of like, I'm fine. I can do this. You're like,
And but we're pretty, like we don't really ever.
Well, it happened last week.
fight,
Like the
but-
first or second time I started driving again last week, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go run up some money to the bank, which is like 2 blocks away. I'm just like,
No, it was when you were going to Vegas.
you went to Vegas, bro?
I've been to Vegas and
Hell yeah.
got it.
That's when that was hard. It was the first
That's
night.
scary. Yeah.
It was the first night he stayed away from me. He was going. He wanted to go with some friends, and I was like, "No, you're not going to Vegas." Like, and mind you, I had a right because he had surgery the day before.
Oh, the day I went down.
It was the day. Yeah. It was the day of. He
We're
had
going to hop
surgery.
in the car. We're going to head to Vegas and go make some.
I'm gonna celebrate.
Yeah, so I was
Bro.
like, you just had surgery. You need to stay home and.
Oh, praise you
and
as a
just-
woman. I don't know. I am. Wow. She would shoot me for sure.
Oh, well, and I never,
Yeah.
I don't ever tell him no.
Oh.
Like, I don't ever tell him no. He always wants to do something, and I feel like I try and be as supportive as possible because he's always the same way with me. He does the things that I love to do, so I try and let him do the things that he loves to do, and I think that's how we think about things together. I
Well, yeah,
don't know,
you have
but-
to know each other's thing, and if he needs what he needs to do, you
So
either allow it or stop it and see what's
but
going to happen.
Yeah.
For this time, I think this is like the first time I've ever told you no, probably.
Yeah.
But he went anyway.
Went anyway.
Oh, he went anyway, and I was not happy, and I stayed awake all night.
You like try not to text every 2 seconds, right? But like,
Yeah.
Are you
'Cause
okay?
and I'm not that way. I'm not. What are you doing? Where are you at? What's going on? Like, but I'm like, are you okay? How's it going? Like,
she's a sweetheart, dude. You are a
Yeah.
lucky guy.
I'm lucky.
She
for sure.
cares about you a lot.
but
Yep.
no, I just
Yeah. It makes you look at everything different for sure.
But,
Did you go down there and kill it? Did you crush it?
No, went down and lost.
Damn it! You're like all this seriously?
Yeah, I know. I should have listened. Shouldn't
Yep.
have went.
Was you down in your that?
I was in my wheelchair.
they took him up. His friends, they just like to goof around, but they took him up an escalator in his wheelchair, and so he's like tipping all the way back,
Now
about
we're
to fall out
talking.
of the
Oh
chair.
yeah.
I'm just like,
Dude.
I just wish I was one of the people walking just to see it because I would have died laughing. But
How cool
me,
is that?
I'm like,
You're freaked out. See, he needs that. I love that. It makes you feel normal. Your friends make you feel normal.
Yeah.
I think that's so powerful. It has to be, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That's more of a question to your brain to feel just normal, man. Just go do stuff. Take me, let me. Because if we bolt you down into a bed,
yeah, for sure.
you're gonna get miserable. You're gonna get negative, and your brain will take over, and you're gonna
Yep.
eat yourself alive, right? I think it's good to go get it, do what you got to do, right?
Exactly.
He has great friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a
Yeah.
lot of work? They had to help you out with a lot of shit, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But they're awesome about it.
Up the escalator, that is dope. If you have a picture of that, I have got to see it,
I wish somebody took a picture.
dude. That'd be the coolest video.
I know.
Yeah.
I could just see you guys laughing and having a hell of a time.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It was ridiculous. Good times.
Dude, you're fortunate dude, man.
Yeah.
I wish people could see this one. Dre, damn you.
Yeah.
Because those pictures, is dramatic.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want people to follow you guys to check it out or whatever, but
Yeah.
If we shout it out, these people, they'll go after it and they'll check you out, support you, all that, whatever, look at your stuff. But those images I seen and what I seen were pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as that all unfolded, we were just in awe. Like, this dude wants me to build it. I'm like, what? So I was hoping so much to connect with you, meet you guys.
Yeah.
And not just mail it back and forth.
Right.
When you said you're going to come up, I'm like, hell yeah.
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 Yeah. I wanted to meet you too. So
Because I don't like, this is weird just buy things and they come from wherever, China. You know, it's cool to know and meet who did it. All that. I think there's so much cool stuff to that.
Yep.
I poured my heart into that.
Oh, it's awesome.
That little creature.
It's awesome. I love it. I can't wait to get that home on my desk. It'll be cool. What was that?
Along with every client that walks through this door.
Yeah.
This has been a huge deal here.
Yeah.
People freak out about that thing.
Yeah.
What
Awesome.
is that?
So cool.
If you see our stuff, I do all kinds of just bizarre stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I built this. I built all this weird stuff, and everything's unique and different in its own way. But this thing was like,
one of a kind.
what is that? That is, it's hard. So to tell the story, I love to tell the story of how it happened.
Yeah.
It's a unique story to me.
Yeah.
No, this doesn't like happen all the time.
Yeah.
I was sought out, and I felt like a rock star when you did that. I was like, I gotta crush this thing, man. I put some time into this thing. Out here second guessing every damn thing. I'm like, just build it, bro.
I bet.
But I wanted it to be I wanted to do justice to it, and without even knowing who you were. It was very nerve wracking, man. And I don't get rattled.
Yeah.
We all get rattled, but I shake that pretty well. I just do my thing. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
But this one rattled me. I was like, oh my God, Junior, what are we gonna do? I had to go through this in my head. Like, man, you gotta.
Yeah.
I'm sure to you it wasn't even a big deal, but to me it was a huge deal.
Yeah, I bet.
All that stuff, I'm like, I gotta cut these rods, and I was gonna call you. I'm like, don't call him. Just do what you gotta do. I went through a lot of stuff in my head to do that, man. It was a trip. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
dude, thank you. I'm honored, I guess. Thanks for getting in an accident, right? I'm just honored that you found us. However that happened, I'm so happy that you reached out to us and then give me time to talk with us about your thing. I think it's cool, man. It's unfortunate, very horrible, but it's happened and it's on, and it's just cool that you guys are where you are.
Yep.
And I'm happy to have been a little teeny part of it.
Yeah. I'm happy we met you too. This is awesome. So
it's way cool. Yeah. Don't let them throw all that metal away in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll send it.
Get it out. We'll make something crazy.
Yep.
Now you guys see. I wish you could see upstairs. You're gonna have to come back up.
We'll come back up.
We'll do like a part 2 sometime, a long time from now.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
See how everything's going, man.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Did we cover it? You're a very, very good storyteller.
She was. She got into it. She was.
I told you are. It's always the ones that you and me are just, yeah, man, let's bang it out quick.
Yeah.
It's the one that's like, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna sit back. These are the people. It's always the girl. Always. I'm like, please sit. You'll die. How it'll just flow. You guys, you did great. You have a great storyteller.
Thanks.
That's good.
Because like you don't remember, how does it?
Yeah.
You gotta have somebody help you with all that. And you did a great job, man. I don't know if I could remember any of that.
Yeah.
That's tremendous. It's just.
It'd be cool to have this podcast too and look back on it and have our story.
I don't know when is it 2 weeks or so? She'll have it out. So I don't even know. She releases them every Friday.
Sweet.
There you go.
Awesome.
You guys will get the sneak peek of it.
Sweet.
So if you go on our stuff, I don't know if you follow any of our stuff, but you can go on and do the highlights. So everybody do this. Highline tattoo. You guys are listening. You already know. I'm looking like the cameras are there and they're not there. The 27th Hour podcast has its own thing. Highline Tattoo has its own thing, and Highline Tattoo Fab, which is how you found us, has its own thing as well. We all the Instagrams, Facebooks, all that stuff. So if you go on and you can watch these if you want to watch them or listen to them, or on every platform. But watching them is pretty unique. I wish Dre would have been here to help with the video, but they're pretty cool to watch, man. You can feel it. It's neat. We put everything we got into this. I love it. So
awesome.
But we're nothing without people coming to do it, man.
Yeah.
So we're honored to have you guys drive clear up here.
Yeah. Thank you for letting us talk,
for sure.
for having us, making this awesome.
For sure.
Thanks.
Well, I hope future stuff is good. It's going to be what it is, right? So.
Yep. Just here for the ride. See what happens.
Aren't we all, man? Some of us get dealt some stuff, though.
Yep. We've all got something. So.
Or you just lay in bed every day and not move and just die of a heart attack, right? It's like, you never know, man.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, and you just gotta make it, think positive. You can't.
For sure. In a crazy negative world.
Yeah.
Laugh at the guy going up the damn thing in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fist bump him. If you guys see people out there in any unawkward thing that's not normal to us, talk to them.
Yep.
You never know what somebody's going through, right? So yeah, that story blew me away when I wanted to hear. And for the record, I didn't know any. I knew the story. But I think I love all that detail and the heart of it all and the emotion and more so what the people felt that didn't know. That's intense to me. I think that's cool to hear all that unfold the way it does.
Yeah, it is cool.
So, what's your guys' what's your Instagrams, Facebooks? Do you want to hand any of that out? People follow you or anything?
Yeah, that's fine. Most of the updates on Tanner have been on Facebook. I mean, I've posted a few things on Instagram, but most of it's on Facebook. So just Morghan Sirrine, MorganSirrine.
Nice.
And Tanner.
Tanner Sirrine, yep. Look us up, add us as friends.
For sure. Give him a like, give him a follow, give him a whatever. Look at this. The pictures of what I seen are pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Crazy dramatic.
Yep, that's not all of them, but yep.
I can only imagine.
Crazy. Yep.
Well, I'm very, once again, thanks for coming clear up here, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
So hopefully you have a safe drive home.
Yeah.
Drink Red Bull, whatever the hell it takes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep the dirty side down, right? Don't. It's a long drive, man.
It is.
Yep.
Did I do it? I think I did it. That button's still red. So Dre, I think I did it without you. It's like doing some, look, Mom, no hands kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that went.
Oh, that'll turn out good. Or we haven't been recording this whole time, probably.
God, I will die. You have no idea how many times I've looked at that record button.
Yeah.
I don't see a timer. I think I got it, Dre. I hope we got it.
There's a timer. You're good.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
Does it say a little over an hour?
Hour 18. Yeah.
My iPad says an hour and 20.
Nice.
I have to do that, bro. Have you lost track of time sitting here doing this?
Yeah, it went by
Dude,
quick.
you gotta, I'll go.
It didn't feel like an hour. Yeah.
We'll go 3 hours. And Dre, thank God, whatever. He sits there. He's like, bro. And I'm like, how long? He's like, 3 hours. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
it's easy to get wrapped into it. And I love all that heart and that detail and stories. And I like to hear people's stuff. So I just dive deep. And before you know it, man, you lose track of time.
Yeah.
And then you lose track of what you even said when you leave. You'll see, be like, what did I say? I do it.
Yeah.
Like, God,
Yeah.
it's weird. But so I hope you guys follow the show, check it out, see if you like it, man. Give us a
For sure.
run through and see if you
Yeah.
enjoy your beautiful voice now that I can hear you good.
Yeah.
My awkward voice.
Those are cool because you don't have to sit right like this in them.
Yeah.
You can
it's
just
nice.
sit back and talk ambient. But these are just anyway different. But thank you guys once again,
Yeah, thank you.
Tanner and Morgan, for driving clear up here and letting me build you a badass sculpture with pieces that held your body together.
Yep.
So I
Thank you.
guess if you have pieces of your body you want me to build something with,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's scary, man.
Yeah, you might end up with some crazy stuff.
I'm excited. That was a wild time. Thanks for your story, man. Thanks for your time, you guys, and
Thank you.
we'll talk to you hopefully down the road.
Yeah. Sure. Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Everybody, be nice to everybody. We love you.